come check out our Instagram community at Pomeroy_TV. There's a lot of photos and stuff like that that you can see there, so come check it out. Hello world, it's Lonnie Ray with Pomeroy TV, and before we get into our action figure review, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit that bell notification right there to the side of that, so that way when we post videos, you're the first to know. Today we are taking a look at another Marvel Legends figure. This time it's the homemade suit Spider-Man from Spider-Man Homecoming. It comes with some accessories. It has the Vulture's flight gear part with that. Really cool, and I can't wait to get my hands on it. But wait, there's more. We are also reviewing the tech suit Spider-Man from the same movie. Now I'm doing these two together because if you recall, if you watch some of my other videos, I did a review on the 2-pack with Iron Man and Spider-Man, and the Spider-Man from that package is very similar to this one, so this one doesn't really need its own full review. We could talk about differences, and that's all I really want to do. So I'll talk about a little bit of differences with this figure from that other one, and we'll try some head swaps and see how everything looks. But if you take a look at the homemade suit Spider-Man, you can see that it comes with some accessories here. If you take a look at the tech suit Spider-Man, you can see that it comes with some accessories here. They both come with pieces for Vulture's flight gear. On the top, they both have that Spider-Man logo. On the sides, they have the same picture there. On the back, they have different poses of each Spider-Man. If you want a read-up of the tech suit Spider-Man, go ahead and pause it now. If you want a read-up of the homemade suit Spider-Man, go ahead and pause it now. Alright, that's it. So let's go ahead and crack these things open and see what's inside. Alright, here they are out of the packaging, and I really love these two figures. I really like the paint on them, the white and those eyes, they just pop. Both these figures sit at about 6 inches, which is pretty accurate. I think Peter Parker is a much shorter character inside the Marvel Cinematic Universe, so that makes sense to me. Let's go ahead and talk about the tech suit Spider-Man first. So with this tech suit Spider-Man, you get a really nice saturation with the red, and this blue is a really nice deep blue. They painted lines along the blue to kind of simulate the circuitry that's inside there, inside the suit. In the webbing here, you kind of see this gray, and the gray looks great on the body of Spider-Man, but when you get to the arms, here you can see that there's a lot of bleeding in. I don't know if you can see that there, but there's a lot of bleeding there. The eyes on here are nice and bright, and they look really good. With this figure, it's really cool. Now with the regular Spider-Man head and the closed fists, you also get this intense eyes Spider-Man and the web shooting hands. These hands are pretty cool. With the lifelike Spider-Mans, they kind of have a little bend in the pinky and that pointer finger, and that's cool. But I guess that's there to add to the realism. But if you look at like the comic book versions of that, like I have one here, it's much more straighter and more animated, and I kind of like that a little bit better for my Spider-Mans, but I don't know, I'm just picky, I guess. I won't go over articulation with this figure. It's the exact same one as that 2-pack that I reviewed earlier in the year, so if you want to check that out, I put a link into the description below. Alright, now comparing this Spider-Man to the one that we got in the 2-pack with Iron Man from Spider-Man Homecoming, you can see that it's a very similar sculpt and build, but there's a little bit of paint variations. This one has a little bit of a lighter tone in the blue and kind of more of a lighter in red there. This one has more orange and kind of like a darker blue there. The 2-pack Spider-Man came with the Tom Holland head, and does it work with this one? Let's find out. Alright, so... Oh, I got it in. Look at that. I guess it does fit. All right, there's your answer. It fits. All right, now let's go over the homemade suit Spider-Man. And I really like this figure. There's just a lot of charm inside that homemade suit. So let's just get right into it. When we talk about paint, it's molded in this blue, light blue here. And this red here is also molded in. The paint is really just only on the socks here and on the hands and a little bit on the head. It has a nice little Spidey decal there, nothing on the back. So it's a really kind of a plain figure, except for when you start to talk about the paint on the hands. So on the fists, you can see that He has his skin tone there, and that looks pretty nice where the cutouts for his fingers are. The bottom of the gloves are painted black, and the top are painted red. And then he has this nice little silver gauntlet. That's probably where his web shooters are, and that looks really nice. So with this figure, you get the closed fist hands. You also get the two web shooting hands that you see here. And then you get the hoodie option where you can have the hoodie up or the hoodie down. I'll show you how to put that on right now. All right, so this hoodie action is pretty easy to put on. You just pop the head off, put that on, and snap the head on like so. And there you go, you have him with the hoodie down. If you want to put the hoodie up, that one takes a little bit more, it's a little bit more finesse, because what you have to do is stick the head in first and then pop it on the head. And then there you go. Something that I noticed with this figure, which is a major disappointment for me, is that his head really doesn't look up or down very far. Like, that's it. That's all you see with that. And when you take a look at the ball joint, it's hinged, but the hinge is molded in, so you really can't move that at all. And I thought that maybe it was just stiff, but when I looked closer at it, it's molded in. Like, that is all one piece. So I don't know why they did that, especially with the Spider-Man character, because you're going to want him to be crawling and looking up and doing all that really cool stuff, and you really can't do that with this figure, which is a bummer. So with that said, let's go into articulation. So we talked about how poopy his head is, but when you take a look at his arms go up that high and all the way around. He has a swivel at the bicep, double jointed elbows, wrist swivel, and his wrists go up and down like that. He has ab crunch, so he can go back that far. He can lean forward that far, waist swivel, and then his legs go up that high, and then it goes back that far. He does some pretty nice splits there. He has a cut at the thigh, so he got some nice thigh swivel there, double joint at the knee. He has a boot swivel, which is really nice. Toes go up and down, and then they pivot side to side. All right, so does the homemade suit Spider-Man work with the Tom Holland head? Let's go ahead and find out. The answer is no. No, it doesn't. The ball peg here is just a little bit bigger than the hole that's here, which is a real disappointment. I don't know why they would do that. You would definitely want this Tom Holland head with that homemade suit Spider-Man, but whatever. And that is the tale of two Spider-Mans. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. And if you did, please subscribe and hit that like button. Share it. Make comments down below. Tell me what you guys thought about these figures. I really like them. Spider-Man, the homemade suit Spider-Man is still my favorite. I just don't like the way that ball hinge on the head doesn't move around. That really bothers me. I do like the whites in these eyes right here. I think they're super bright, and this figure is really good too. So we're not going to knock that at all. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for tuning in. This is Pomeroy TV, and I will see you next time.